As translating every single town in Germany would keep me busy until Rachinarako, I had to choose which parts I would translate. I found this cool looking blank map showing all of the districts in Europe, so I decided to work from that. After hours of browsing etymological documents, I made a map showing from what proto-language all the districts' names stem from. You will find it at the end of the video. Starting from this blank map, I will first add the data from the first video about the toponyms of the Netherlands, my first video on this subject. If you missed it, please check this out by clicking this link. Good. Now let's start with Germany. Schleswig, Slimawico, the slimy bay, or maybe the slimy village, Slimawichsa. Holstein. The former part comes from Holz, Theodiska, Hulta, meaning wood. The latter part might share the same origin as Alsace that we will see later. Hultosatio, wood settler, might be a decent translation. Or maybe in its instrumental case, here used as an ablative, could mean dweller from the wood, Hultositine, which sounds closer to the modern name. Mecklenburg, Mikila Burgas, the large fortified city. Pommern, from Slavic origin meaning by the sea, so translated it would be Bimari. Saxony, Sachsen, ultimately from Saxo, meaning dagger or knife. Hamburg isn't as straightforward as it might sound. It could simply be derived from Heimburgas, home city, but the former part is rather unclear. Hanover, the high shoreline of the river. Gauchoveras. Lüneburg, Gleiwaburgas. Gleiwa meaning a hill or a burial mound. Some say the name could also be from Slavic glina, meaning clay, but I'm pretty sure the Slavic tribes didn't go as far west during the early Middle Ages. Braunschweig, Brunowichsa, the brown village. Weser comes from the river of the same name, probably derived from Weisel, meaning mire. Magdeburg, Magathisburgas, the city of the maiden. Chemnitz, from Upper Sorbian Kamienica. Forgive my horrible Slavic pronunciation, but it designates a stone with a diminutive suffix. Nothing is sure, but the proper cognate could be Germanic chamaras, hammer, thus chamarukas, the little hammer. Leipzig, from Sorbian Lipsk, itself from Sorbian lipa, referring to the linden tree. The suffix indicates location and it is cognated Germanic Liskas. A linden tree in Germanic is linden, so Leipzig is Liskas. Dresden, also from Sorbian. It's thought to stem from, please don't make me pronounce this. It means a murky place, which in locative declines to this, thus, meaning in a murky place. A candidate for a Germanic cognate would be darkas, meaning dark, and in a dative, darkai. Brandenburg, very uncertain. Two possibilities include a Slavic origin meaning swampy city, and one Germanic hypothesis, Brunoburgas, meaning the fortified city with a water source. Quick side note on Potsdam. From Lower Sorbian Podstupim, the former part from this, which I have no idea how to pronounce, meaning under, and stopa, from itself from Germanic stampona, meaning to stamp or to compress. A fully Germanic name for Potsdam would be Upstampitho. Yes, the prefix up means under in Proto-Germanic, and it is cognate with the Latin prefix sub. But it only survived in Gothic, uf. But to say the word under to indicate location in Proto-Germanic, the word under is more common, and gave descendants in all of the modern Germanic languages. Berlin. This is debated, but the origin is likely to be Slavic, though linguistic evidence isn't straightforward at all. Thüringen. This etymology is highly debated. We know the Thuringi were a tribe living in that area early in the 5th century. We know that there was another Gothic tribe, the Tervingi, who lived further east between the Danube and the Dniester, whose name is derived from the Gothic triu, meaning wooden object, itself from Theodisko treo, tree. Maybe then Thuringen comes from treu-ingas, the suffix indicating a sense of belonging, thus belonging to the forest. Westphalen, unclear, Maybe Westravarthai, the fields in the west. Köln, a straight-on Latin name, Colonia Agrippina, the latter part derived from Emperor Nero's mother. Düsseldorf, the village on the Düssel. Düssel comes from Thrudisco Thausona, which means to roar. The Germans got the word Tosen from this. Thausothorpa. Arnsberg. I haven't found a reliable source, but Arn means eagle in Old Saxon, and the coat of arms of this city shows an eagle. So my guess would be Arnisbergas, the hill of the eagle. Detmold. The first mention of this city's name was Theotmali. The first part is clear, Theodo, the people. The latter part a little less, but might come from the Old Saxon word mahal, meaning gathering, itself from Thrudisco mathla, so Theodomathla. Münster, a fully Latin name meaning monastery. Pfalz comes from the Latin name Palatium. There is no Germanic name for this area. Hesse, Chatti, from the old tribe the Chatti, which in turn might come from the word Chatiana, meaning to attack, to hunt down, or to pursue. I use the second singular imperative here just to be closer to the Latin denomination, but this is pure conjecture. Darmstadt. The etymology sounds Germanic, but we can't trace it further back than the 11th century. Gießen, unclear, but probably comes from the verb geutena, which means to pour, maybe in relation to some water flow. Trier, from Latin treverorum, itself from the name of a Gaulish tribe. Koblenz, from Latin confluentis, referring to the confluence of the Rhine and the Moselle. Saarland stems from the river Saar, from a Celtic name, Saravus, meaning to flow. Alsace, from medieval Latin Alsatia. The former part doesn't spark any controversy, alias other. The latter part isn't as clear, but comes from satyana, meaning to set and possibly to settle. The suffix io is to mark an aged noun, so Alsatio, meaning the settler towards the other side of the Rhine. Baden, Bathona, meaning to bathe, in reference to the hot springs found there. Württemberg, Weroburgbergas, the hill with the fortified city of men. Breisgau, formerly known as Breisachsgau, after the city name Breisach. The name is of Celtic origin, meaning water break. Karlsruhe, Karilasrovo, the rest of the free men. Stuttgart, Stodogardo, the enclosure of the horses. Bavaria. It is thought to be a compound of the Celtic word for cow, baus, and the Theodisco word for an inhabitant, varias. A proper Theodisco name for this region would thus be Cuvario, the inhabitant with cows. Moo. Swabia, Suevas, which is the historical name of this tribe. Franconia, Franken, Frankinas, meaning of the Franks. That's it for today, guys. I hope you learned something about Germany with this video. You will notice I skipped a few districts. If I did so, it was only because I couldn't find any reliable information about the etymology of that area. If you know more, please let me know in the comments.